We have MMA Live TV favorite Frank Camacho joining the show today. Frank, how are you doing, my man?
Good, bro. Very good, man. Always nice to see you, bro. Right on.
Likewise, mate. Sporting that, Pacific Island smile. Are you ever unhappy, mate?
Yeah, I would say so, but I mean, dude, the glass is always half full,
Yeah, of
you
course.
know?
Yep, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Tell us, mate. How long have you been in California prepping for this fight?
Ooh. So I've been here the whole month of May,
Yep.
and so yeah, the whole month of May, and I will be completing maybe about 6 weeks, six or
Yeah.
7 weeks of camp for this fight,
Yep.
coming up on June 12th.
Is this a normal duration of camp that you normally have in terms of away from the family, away from home, or how does that normally you get that to get devised?
Yeah, I mean, I would typically like to spend like perfect world 8 to 10 weeks. This one was just a little under 8 weeks. Um, so I would honestly consider like 6 weeks because I got like 1 week of jet lag that I gotta like deal
Yeah.
with when I arrive, right, from Guam.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good. Going into this camp too, I was like in pretty decent shape. So it was it was really nice.
Yeah, nice one. Seen a lot of the photos, mate. And one of the photos that you're in track day, the caption mentions, running as a form of meditation. Tell us more about that. Like, what do you mean exactly when you say that?
Uh, okay, so backstory.
Yep.
The reason why I got into MMA was because I wanted to get in shape and I didn't want to run.
Yep.
So I tried to avoid running at all costs. And it's coming full circle now,
Yep.
and I have to run. So it's like if anything, running distance or whatever, I feel like it's one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Like,
Yep.
as far as pushing, and I don't know, it's just one of those things for me. And it's like I hit the it, because of the amount of stress that goes through, when you're pushing hard and you have to run, and you have the monkey on the back analogy, but you just got to keep the technique, and you just got to push past your heart rate, push past everything. It's like it's really like a form of meditation.
Yep.
Even when I did the 24-hour run and walk trek across Guam for the homeless,
Yep.
for homelessness on Guam. Wow, like there's like different parts of that walk slash run where it was just forms of meditation, because like excruciating pain, but just muscling and getting through, So uh yeah, it's my form of meditation.
Absolutely. And in that particular regard, do you like the longer forms of running, or do you also do a little bit of, the high intensity track field sort of stuff?
Um, I've been I've I've been enjoying distance running. I mean, I'm not no marathon runner, no nothing, but
Mm.
eventually I would like to work up to that. Like I could do a half marathon right now if I wanted.
Yep.
Uh, but I really enjoyed that distance, and just kind of finding that nice heart rate level, and just kind of just cruising all the way through. And I really, it took a long time, but I finally have experienced that runner's high.
Yep.
Uh, Before I was all about just, hey, just give me the 100-meter dash, because
Yep.
it's kind of like um really replicates like fighting,
Yep.
like bursts and rest, bursts and rest. So yeah, I'm kind of like enjoying a little bit of both, but like endurance and long distance as far as running and like cycling, I've been really enjoying, dude.
Mate, it's sounding like you're going down the Paul Felder route by the sounds of it.
What's crazy is like it's so weird is when COVID hit,
Yep.
it's not much to do, So I picked up running and I
Yep.
picked up cycling, and I'm like, whoa, swimming is difficult,
Yep. Yep.
Uh, it's something that I try to avoid at all costs.
Yep.
I mean, I can swim. I'm an island boy, you know what I mean? But man,
Yep.
like professional swimming or whatever you kind of call that, like formal swimming. Um, maybe down the line, thinking about it, like, like down the line, it would be a goal of mine to compete and do an Ironman.
There you go. The idea has been seeded. Frank,
Yeah.
personally for you, it's been a roller coaster, the last 12 months for you, mate. When you
Oh God.
when you look back, like what really stands out? Like how do you summarize the last 12 months for you?
Um, I guess having to deal with like adversity.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I mean, for many suffered way more than I would last year, especially during COVID and with everything. But like having like uncertainty, on how do I deal with that? Because it's like and really just doubling down on the things that I could control, right? Like,
Mhm.
I can't control what's going to happen with lockdowns. I can't control if someone gets COVID and someone close to me and passes, or affects my family or whatever. But I could really just control what thoughts go into my head and how I feel, and I mean to the best of my ability, right? So
Yep.
I guess really like having to deal with like uncertainty and really just doubling down on the things that I can control.
Yep.
Because yeah, like you said, roller coaster, dude. I was out here in March, fight got pulled
Mm.
because of COVID. Uh, Took a fight against Matt Frevola, and then his cornerman got COVID. They scratched that fight. Justin James came in, Apex Center, fighting with no crowd, getting knocked out in freaking 45 seconds,
Mm.
coming back, redemption. I get COVID September. Holy shit, what's
Yep.
going on now? So it was um looking back at it now, honestly, it was what an experience. You know what I mean? Like I could go on with life and just saying like, wow, man, that during that crazy time, I still had a job and we were still everyone was still trying to figure it out. But dude, thank goodness I'm still alive and rocking.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to put things in perspective in a time like this. But yeah, those last 12 months were indeed a roller coaster on your end.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But man, I'm still here and I'm still smiling and ready to rock.
Still standing, still ready to throw down, mate. Um, when I've looked at your Instagram, I actually noticed you've got an amazing tattoo on your back, mate. You want to tell us a bit more about, how that came about and the symbolism of it?
Oh yeah, so big, I'm a proud island boy, proud
Yep.
proud island boy from the Mariana Islands, from Guam, Saipan, and that whole island region. And so the tattoo on my back, it's a tree it's like a banyan tree. Uh, we in our culture, in the Chamorro culture, we call it like the tatamona tree or the chonkununu. So it's tatamona. The translation of tatamona tree is tatamona is like the people ahead of us, so like our ancestors.
Yeah.
And the tree, so it's kind of like believed that their spirits are live within the trees. So growing up, it's always like, don't go over there, or or you better not pee in that area, or else you're gonna get sick, or
Yeah.
all these superstitions or tradition, or however you want to call it. But I just felt like I gravitate towards like the culture and what way to like put something on my back that means something really close to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And how intense was the recovery of something that big on your back?
Oh my dude. Okay, so check that perspective, right?
Yeah.
It was an 8-hour session.
Yeah.
And I shout out to lots of Art, and Art was the man, dude. He's like a master artist on Guam. We killed this thing one session, one sitting, 8 hours. And first off, it was fucking painful, bro.
Mm.
Like the last 30 minutes, my teeth were clattering and I was kind of almost going through shock, but I ended up we muscled through it, and I got it done. And I couldn't sleep for like 3 days on my back, or 3,
Mm.
4 days, because I was like, dude, almost like a week.
You're right.
My wife was pregnant at the time, and she's like, "Oh, so now you know how it is. So it is well, like for 9 months what I have to go through." So I'm like, "Oh shit, dude! Talk about perspective." You know what I mean?
That's it.
So yeah, recovery was good. Um, fuck, it was just a lot of pain. I don't think I'm gonna get another tattoo for the next. I don't know when. I don't think I'll ever get another tattoo ever. Fuck.
That's it. That's it.
Do you have any tattoos?
I don't. I don't. And after that description, don't intend to get one.
Yeah. No, no. You know, honestly, what I recommend is like people that don't have tattoos, like,
Yeah.
and you have no desire, fucking dude, don't, man. Stay clean.
Yeah.
Stay. Yeah.
Um, Mate, after a 2 year hiatus, I think it's 2 years, the Ultimate Fighter is back.
Ooh, yes. I can't
So
wait for it.
Volkanovski and Ortega. So that should be a good series. But harkening the back, do you often have fond memories of your time on that show and like how that journey began?
Um, yeah, sort of like you know what was cool was I like how the hiatus kind of like uh it's sparking a whole lot of interest now, and especially for there's a lot of new MMA fans,
Yeah,
but I think it's not the most ideal situation for athletes, or for fighters, but it's a very entertaining and it's such a lifelong thing that I'm sure that these guys will take on forever,
of course. Yeah,
uh and you get to train and be around athletes like Ortega and freaking Volkanovski,
of course. Yeah,
but living in a house together, it's without your team, without your coaches, is not the most ideal, but that's where you get entertaining TV.
yeah. It makes for good TV. It definitely makes for good
Yeah.
TV. Mate, there's real, high stakes in this upcoming fight for you personally. So, mentally and physically, how are you approaching this differently from just say other fight camps?
um I guess really like, yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I guess what's different about this one is just really focusing on focusing. I don't know if
Yep,
that makes sense.
yep,
Just focusing on the task at hand, like throughout my whole career, it's always like this the mental aspect of the approach to the fight, right? Like obviously the goal is to win, and get the W. But I'm more fascinated right now, or not fascinated, more like focused on execution and implementation, on all the stuff that we've been working on, especially with coach and with Alex, and with the team here, Team Oyama. So yeah, I'm really just focused on focusing and the implementation and the execution of what I'm gonna carry on for this next fight.
yep. And when you look at Matt Frevola as an opponent, what does he bring to the table?
Uh, Steamroller, exactly what that name is.
Yeah,
Chaos,
yep,
and um, yo, his goal is to blow you out. His goal is to blow you out. So let's just say the matchmakers, Sean Shelby, knows what he's doing with this fight.
yeah, absolutely. Isn't it ironic that it's come full circle that you guys are meeting again
Yeah,
after everything?
it's kind of cool, and I knew that down the line we would meet again, and the canceled bouts that I've had, because I feel like we're in that same ranking level that we would have to fight each other anyway to get to that next ranking or to that next level.
Yep, yep. I mean, UFC 263 is a really, it's a pretty big card as well. Are you looking forward to getting back to a live crowd and feeling that energy?
Yes, 100%, bro. I was
Yeah,
waiting for that question because
yeah,
I was honestly, I was looking forward to fighting at the Apex again because I just kind of wanted to get it out of the way.
mm,
In the sense of the first time was kind of like was just very different,
yeah,
But I wanted to go back in there and like I knew what to expect and to fight in that type of like environment again. But Hey man, I'm stoked, dude. I'm
Yeah.
stoked to have a crowd and for people that have been following me, I tend to like, well, maybe not feed off of it, but I personally really enjoy it.
Yep.
It's kind of one of those things that I've always wanted to do.
Yep.
So, uh, especially now, you see the fights with in Florida and in Houston. Uh, they're pretty packed with the even during the prelim fights, so that's going to be very interesting and it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. Have you been to Arizona before?
Never been, or I have like I think like in high school, but like family vacations, but never like I don't really remember,
Yeah.
like a lot of the things.
So
Like
pre
we just drove by through
yeah.
passing.
Yeah. So pre-COVID, when you'd go to a new location, like how early would you end up going to, to the fight location to acclimatize, and what would that process be like?
Usually the UFC like has us there like about a week,
Yeah. Yeah.
before like when I would do my camps on Guam, I would try to fly out that Sunday of. So I'll try to be there like 6 days or a week, but now because I'm already pretty like acclimated to this time zone,
Yep.
I think we're gonna be there like on a Monday or on a Tuesday.
Yep.
And it's only a 2 hour, 3 hour flight versus the 30-hour flight.
Of course. Of course. Yep. So, mate, let's run through the top three cards in the fight and give us your verdict in terms of how you think
Yeah.
this is going to run through. So let's go to the top. Izzy versus Marvin. How does this happen?
Dude, I have Izzy stopping him, man, just staying on the feet, stuffing the takedown, and just landing the superior strikes.
Yep. Davison versus Moreno.
Fuck. I think Moreno's gonna do it.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah,
That was that.
I think he's gonna pull. I think he's gonna pull off a decision.
Yeah.
Man, but fucking Davison, it's fucking hard, and his jiu-jitsu is really good. But
He's a 155er, surely, right? Yeah, that first fight was amazing. So that the
amazing.
second fight, it's weird though. I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of the times when you have these first really close fights, the second fight doesn't often live up. Like it's either,
No,
yeah,
no.
living up is hard to it, but it's either like one of the two really goes back, dissects the opponent, and just comes with a superior game plan. I mean,
Yes,
what
yeah,
can I
I
say?
have to agree, dude.
Yeah.
I think it would be. Damn, man, but if Davison doesn't stop him, I think it's if Davison doesn't stop him, it's gonna be a pretty decent fight at the end of the night with
Yep.
Moreno winning via decision.
Absolutely. Edwards and Diaz. What Nate Diaz are we going to see?
Yeah, man, but I feel like Leon he's a hard dude to deal with, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like you know like a Leon versus like a Leon versus like a Masvidal would be like a great fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think it's gonna kind of be like uh how I think Leon's gonna beat Diaz the way that Masvidal beat Diaz.
Yep. Yep. Fair
Mm-hmm.
enough. Fair enough. Well, it's a great card, mate, and you're part of it. You're more or less opening the show early on. Like,
Yeah.
when you're starting that early, I mean, will you get to enjoy the fights as a spectator after, or like how does it just depend on the result?
Yeah, well, I think technically we're not supposed to like we can't go into the
Yeah.
crowd
Yep.
and watch.
Yep.
So I mean, we'll just have to watch in the back.
Yep. Yep.
Or I'm not too sure leave and then we can watch it from the hotel room or like a or after party or whatever. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna freaking watch that fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Fights, all those fights. The fight that I'm really looking forward to, man, is Drew Dober Rigel.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah. Been trying to get Drew.
Yeah.
Great guy, and they'll stand and throw. Like
Yeah,
they're gonna meet and stand and throw. Yeah.
That's gonna be a great fight, I think, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you fought Drew. You fought Drew. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, lightweight's just trouble. Like
Stacked, yeah.
all the way up until 15 to 20.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fights there. Yeah. And what's your view before we end off on, additional weight classes in the UFC? Just because, there's been a lot of talk. I mean, the refereeing, there's been talk of that too. But like, I
Oh
think,
yeah, refereeing and judges. Fuck.
yeah, that I don't even want to start on that one. But, there's also been a lot of talk about, additional weight classes, just to allow some fighters to fight in their natural weight class. What's your view on that?
I think they should. I think it'll be good. I think every 10 pounds would be great.
Yeah.
Not only, I think like promotional wise, like how boxing does it.
Yep. Yep.
But like opportunity wise for these guys to not like kill themselves too much. But then again, I feel like everyone will. You open up a 165 and 175, you're gonna have 175-pound guys trying to make 65. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but I just think on a promotional side, it'll be great to have more belts.
Of course. Of course. Well, Frank, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. We wish you luck in your next fight. Then hopefully we'll chat soon, representing the island.
All right. Thanks,
Cheers.
Kev.
Cheers,
Thank you,
mate.
bro.